So you want to beat the Bamboo Legion? Hell yeah. Let's get it. What up, what up? I am, and today I'm going to be going over the Bamboo Legion for the boss rush. This is one of the easier C7s to complete, so if you wanted to start somewhere, this is definitely it. There are three main mobs that you need to focus for the mechanics in this boss. Those are the Archer, the Spearmen, and the Swordsmen. But first, before we get into that, we needed to show you some pathing. There are a couple different pathings that you could take that I've been displaying on screen. The first is the more widely accepted and used among most characters. The other one is one I came up with that, well, I like it, it's good, and I'm gonna keep using it, okay? I think it's slightly faster, a little bit less time, and for classes who don't have a lot of stamina, it could be really good if you don't mind a little bit of desync with the trees. Be nice if they fixed it, that'd be really nice. The first goes from the Archer to the Swordsman, and then to the Spearman, and then later on to the final boss. My version has slightly a little bit of a twist to it, where you go from the Archer, and then you go to the Spearman, and then to the Swordsman. Choose whichever you think is more fitted towards your class and your mobility, but I think mine's better, just saying. Now that we know the routing and the basis of where we're going, I can explain the mechanics. In each of these areas, there are assigned commanders, and you'll notice that they're surrounded by a bunch of mobs, a crap ton of them. Some of them are elite, and they will always be the ones that match the commander in that area. So for example, the Archer area will always have a commander that is the Archer, and then the elites will also be Archer. A little bit of an over explanation, but you get it. You will notice in each area, the commander actually starts with a DP buff, a hella pain in the, you know what I mean? So how do we get rid of it? Well, if we destroy the elites in that area, you get a DP debuff. It's hella nice. He melts, it's really easy. Careful of the damage though, they do hit quite hard in C7. Also, anytime any of the mobs glow a purple hue, make sure to throw any CC you can at them. This will give them a DP debuff. This is particularly useful when trying to destroy the elites around the commanders. And this will be the same reoccurring mechanic for each of the three areas. And you could go in blazing and doing it straightforward and try to go around and hustle around and try to get them, but I have a couple little tricks for each of them. Everyone goes Archer first. There's no really roundabouts or ways to get around it. It is the fastest, no doubt. But once you enter the area, if you go slightly over here to the left, and you can actually go and sneak behind this wall, and guess what? Hey, look! They do little to no damage to you, and what's going to happen is the mobs are going to start to corral around that area, making it a lot easier for you to get to the elites and not have them all spread out. Once you've killed all the elites, you will then get a message that the commander is growing weary. And then you will know he has the DP debuff, and then you can make him dead a lot faster. The Archer runs around like a little shit sometimes, not gonna lie, so you may have to chase him, unfortunately. Next, we'll move on to the Spearmen. Now I'm going to show you two different locations based on which route you took, either the normally approved route or the route that I usually run. For the normal route, you can stand here behind the bamboo. They'll eventually go and they'll corral you, and you'll be able to DPS them down here. Make sure when they turn purple to CC them, and make it a lot easier to kill them. If you chose the other route, you can simply use this bamboo wall here, which is what I usually do. This is the same concept as the Archer, except now it's being applied to the Spearman and the little dudes he has. Commander will go weary once again once you destroy them all. And lastly, the Swordsman. And in my opinion, one of the easiest. You can simply go up the stairs here and hide behind this little bamboo wall, and eventually they will follow. Once you have dealt with all the elites, the commander will become weary, and then he's easy peasy. And now we move on to the coup de grace, so to speak, the final boss. The general commander himself, the big dude. There are just a few more mechanics to keep in mind when dealing with him. The first thing you'll notice is, hey, all three of those commanders are back. You want to group them up as much as possible and try to get them down all at the same time or relatively close. Strictly so, it's just a little bit less frustrating. If you can't, hey, no worries. Definitely make sure to focus the Archer first, because he's going to be the one who's going to be a pain, and he's going to summon an artillery thing, and this thing that's happening here, that'll happen once in a while. It's because of him. He's a pain. Make sure to just get rid of him. The other mechanic you'll have to be a little wary of are the three little lanterns that are in specific corners of this arena. Got to keep your mind on a swivel. Your mind, your eye. Yeah, you know what I mean. You have to pay attention, because when they glow, you will want to hit them at least once, and that'll get rid of it. You know those mobs that got summoned at the beginning? Well, this will help to prevent the summoning of all these reinforcements. The more you keep up on them, the less mobs you'll have floating around to help deter you from beating the boss. I can English, I swear, sometimes, at least on Thursdays. Smile. You will notice that the boss will turn purple just like the commanders did, and guess what? The same principle applies. So you see him and he gets a DP debuff, easy DPS. by defeating the 3 other sub-commanders, so to speak. You know, the other big guys, not the main boss, but this will also help to apply a DP debuff and prevent the reinforcements of others. In other words, the cavalry, all the soldiers and things and arrows won't hit you all at once, hopefully. In summary, whenever you see purple auras, make sure to CC them when you can. Meaning, should be all the time. Make sure when you finally get to boss, keep an eye on them lanterns. When they glow, make sure to hit them. Prevent reinforcements. Do this while defeating the other commanders to help get a DP debuff to kill the boss faster. Defeat the other sub-horsemen when you can that are spawning in each area, and also reduce the number of soldiers when you can. Can be a little laggy here and there with all the accumulation of mobs, but persist and you will get it, and you will beat C7 Bamboo Legion. I believe in you. No worries. Just don't be a plebeian. Yeah. That is it for my quick in-depth guide of Bamboo Legion for the boss rush. If you guys found this helpful and useful, don't forget to like, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe to the channel. I would hell appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I will see you all in the next video. Crimson out.